the aborted podcast.
Yeah, I really made my hand sting doing that clap.
Oh, do you remember
really
a
hurt.
while back when I gave myself a blood blister from the clap at the beginning? I got a little bit of skin
you got a
pinch
blood
between
blister from
two
the clap?
rings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a good clap, but it really hurt for days.
There's not many types of clap that are good.
Little standing ovation. Don't mind one of those. Never had one, but I imagine they're nice.
Yeah, people were standing up when you'd finished your speech at the wedding, didn't they?
That's only because I think I said, let's be upstanding.
You only got a standing ovation when you asked for one.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Well, yeah. And it wasn't really a standing ovation. It was like, thank fuck, that's finished.
Yeah, to be fair. I was with them on that.
Yeah. It's like why everyone stood up at the end of your ceremony.
Oh, fuck, we can go now.
Oh, finally. What's this shit they put on afterwards?
It turns out, quite controversial. I quite enjoyed half of this.
Only half.
Let's talk about the Mighty Boosh.
Oh, no.
Let's talk about the Mighty Boosh.
Did you not like the Boosh?
Right. Let me level with you. I just don't fucking get it. Like,
Well,
it's fine.
I don't think you're meant to.
It's fine. It's fine. It is fine. It's fine. That's it. It's just fine. Like, it's weird, and obviously they do that very well.
It's not weird. It makes a
it's
lot
fine.
of sense. That,
Does it?
Howard's got to fight a kangaroo.
Killaroo.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's loosely based on a kangaroo, though, isn't it?
What, the Killaroo? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's not quite loosely. They've just changed Kang to Killer.
Yeah. Right, so for some reason he has to... Oh, yeah. His boss. What's his name? Bob Fossil, which is actually... it's a really good name for a zookeeper.
Yeah.
He decides that he wants to have it... Why? I don't know.
He's
But,
monetizing the zoo. Because zoos make no
and
money.
sponsoring well, I think they do okay, typically, but this one doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, this one would have Carol Baskin all over it, just like, you don't look after these animals well enough. Then she'd kill Bob Fossum and feed him to a tiger, allegedly.
Yes. So, what's his name? Vince Noir, who's Noel Fielding, decides he's going to help train him up because his uncle's got a boxing gym.
Or does he? Or is his uncle a French Duke?
Yeah, I don't know now. Like, it's really difficult to do surrealism well. And there's bits of it, like, the dream sort of sequence where, like, they're all dancing around the fire. That was a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very much like Noel Fielding's... Any of Noel Fielding's comedies a bit sort of out there. And that's the thing, it's just reminds me of, like, how much I've enjoyed watching Noel Fielding do stand-up. Or just be weird, on panel shows, and I imagine just in his spare time.
I don't know if I've seen him do stand-up before.
Well, you've seen him on a panel show. It's like that for 90 minutes.
I really do like him. I really do like Noel Fielding. I've just not seen it. I've just seen, look, so the history of the Mighty Boosh is a 1998 stage show. Fielding and Barrett conceived of the Mighty Boosh while working on Stuart Lee's Edinburgh show King Dong vs Moby Dick, in which they played a giant penis and a whale, respectively.
That sounds right.
It's really weird. Like, I don't know. Like, it's okay. Maybe I need to watch more of it because I knew I'd seen the first. Oh, shit. Sorry, I dropped the microphone. I knew I'd
Why are
seen
you
the
holding
first...
it?
I was just moving the cable because the cable moved and then it fell. Yeah, I knew I'd seen the first one a long time ago. In fact, I've probably seen like the first couple of episodes, but it was on at the time when I was just getting into comedy, and it like your teenage years when you're starting to think, oh shit, actually this is really funny, but this just completely passed me by.
The thing is, I don't think it gets easier to understand. I think it just gets weirder.
Yeah, maybe like when you see when you've seen the whole thing, it not gets better, but you grow. I don't know. It just didn't click with me, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I've seen a lot of it, and I really enjoy it. But I really enjoy it in like an episode or two at a time, and then it's just kind of like, okay, and back to reality. But the thing is, I just sort of love those just sort of the weird moments. It's not necessarily like the overall plot that I enjoyed. It was just like where Howard gets summoned to Bob Fossil's office, and it just kind of cuts to what's clearly the end of a conversation, and he's just dancing, and then he goes, and that's how, and then just sums up the entire conversation in a sentence, and he's just like, what the fuck am I here for? Do you need something? And he's just like, oh yeah, no, you're going to fight a kangaroo. And that's the thing I liked about both of the shows. Just like the small moments that you just sort of go, why? Like, I think it's just when they're doing the boxing match, and Noel Fielding realizes that he has to grab the kangaroo by the balls, and the guy's just there like, the balls, you idiot. And it just goes, fuck, you really are stupid.
I tell you what I did actually like. I really liked Jimmy the Reach.
Yeah.
The coach who's got ridiculously long arms.
I'm also just looking at the recurring characters. Pretty much the entire cast of both shows are in both shows.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, to be fair. Fuck, what was I going to say? Jimmy the no, done that, didn't we? Oh, the carp was quite funny. Like when he talks about like, oh, he killed all those carp by crying into the fish pond and he cuts the fish. So
it's so salty.
Oh, it was horrible. It was all salty. I'm a freshwater fish.
That's the thing. I think there's not that many of them in this, but I think more other episodes have more cutaways to just another character giving a more context.
I think the young ones is a big influence on that because they do that a lot. Like they did that sort of weird sort of surrealism a lot, like the whole cut into the fish and that sort of thing.
I think this is just sort of an amalgamation of just like BBC comedy from over the years. Because there are some like sort of light League of Gentlemen vibes in there as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. I think there's more later on, but I'm not. Maybe not straight away. But yeah, I just enjoy it. It's just it's easy to watch.
It's definitely the sort of thing that if my dad saw it, he'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" But that's what you want from comedy, I guess.
Yeah, because you kind of want something that makes you go, "I don't understand. I need to watch more."
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It seems like this is the. Do you remember the thing on the BBC where it was like Thursdays are funny? Do you remember that campaign they ran for a while?
Yeah.
I seem to remember this got sort of caught up in all that.
Yeah, it makes sense. There's also there's not a lot of it either. There's only 3 seasons of it. There's like 20 episodes.
Yeah, which is always appealing to me, as you know, with TV shows. It's like almost the shorter the better.
Yeah. Well, I think in total from coming out of the podcast, you've watched maybe what, like 15 extra episodes?
If that, you know. Like, generally, if I watch a whole series or something, it's before we've done it on the podcast.
Yeah. Whereas I think I've probably taken away 15 shows and watched the entirety of them.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Maybe more than that.
Do you know what? I reckon that's true. When did we do Hannibal? Because that's one that I've gone and finished the whole thing of.
Season 1?
Or was it season 2?
Maybe
Yeah,
season 2.
It was with True Detective. That was a good pairing. Very similar.
Well, there was detectives.
And there was weird murders going on. Yeah, like...
Yeah, it's kind of hard to
maybe...
explain as well. You do have to sort of watch this. But I guess if you like Noel Fielding's stand-up, you'll probably like this show.
Did you watch... Did you watch this when it first came out?
I've watched it not long after.
Yeah. I just wonder if maybe like if it gets you early, like if it gets you when you're younger, if it.
I think I saw some of it when I was about 16, 17. But I think at that sort of time I was sort of like, it's on. But then I've since gone back to it and be like, I like this.
Yeah.
I think with both of these shows, I've seen all of them. All of both of them.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I watched Dark Place when it was on.
Jesus. Oh yeah, I suppose you were old enough.
Wow. Well, these came out about the same time, so I was like 14.
Yeah, I think I was only like 3 at that point.
Yeah, probably.
Um.
That's why your voice broke just before this podcast.
Yeah, no, that's true. It did. Yeah, so like, I might give the Boosh a bit of another go, but it's not one that's like I've come away like, oh, I definitely want to watch another one. It's like if it's on, like if I turn the telly on and it's on, I won't turn it off. I'll see how it goes.
No, I think that's quite unlikely to happen.
It's
unless you've accidentally started streaming it.
But yeah, like I can't see it something I'm gonna like be desperate to go and watch like the whole thing.
That makes sense. That's fair. I think I sort of put these in because I was like, I think you might like them, but you might not. As soon as I got you with Gilmore Girls, I'm just not that invested in what you like or don't like anymore.
That my work here is done.
Yeah. Well, I got him onto the best thing I could offer. The rest of it's just icing, really.
Yeah.
He's already had the cake.
That's very true. And
look
fuck
at
me if have I had the cake.
Yeah.
You wait till you see me next week. You won't recognise me. I've put on so much fucking weight.
Yeah, but don't forget, since the first time we met and then recently, you'd lost a lot of weight first.
That is true.
And if you go back to looking at what you did like at uni, I'm just going to leave.
Yeah. No, well, I'm not far off that now, to be fair. So.
Yeah, but now you've got a beard, so it's fine.
That's the thing about beards, is they can sometimes be mistaken for a jawline.
Why do you
Or
think?
give the impression of a jawline.
Why do you think I have a beard?
Yeah. I think it's probably why a lot of people do. But yeah, it was like my Boosh was fine. Like, yeah, I won't go and search it out, but you know, I might give it another go.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to know the BBC gave it a shot. So same cast, different show. something Dark Place.
Now this is fucking genius.
The thing is, like, out of these two, I could almost have guaranteed which one of these you would like more. It's this one. It's the one with Alice Lowe in it.
Yeah. It's the one that's about a horror writer.
Yeah. Like a budget Stephen King.
It's just the concept of it is fucking brilliant. I didn't really know what the concept, like it was always this thing that I'd heard of, like and like from what I'd heard about it, I always knew it was going to be something I kind of liked. I knew it was something to do with a hospital, and I knew there was a little bit of like, horror inflected stuff in it. But then as soon as I started watching it, he says, so I'm Garth Maregni, and during the 1980s, we made a show that was never broadcast. We're going to broadcast it in pieces.
No, it had a short run in Peru.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
For the first time on British television. And he's just like, it had a short run in Peru.
And from that point, I was absolutely sold. And it was fucking great.
The thing, I
love this so much.
Yeah, I'm gutted they only got 6 episodes.
Yeah, that is a real shame.
But if I remember correctly, because it has been a while since I've seen the whole thing, it doesn't need to be more. More would be indulgent. It's just enough for you to go, fucking, why didn't they make more of that? But not so much where you go, why did they make so much of that?
Yeah. I just the whole thing, it just because this is the thing, it does everything that I love. Like, so it's all, it's like, it's horror stuff. So okay, yeah, that's a big tick for me. But then it's like
all B movie.
Yeah,
all of it.
Playing with the format of it, like the actors take a little bit of time to respond to a line when normally they would just respond to it, and like there was one bit.
No, and sometimes they're dubbed.
Yeah,
like
a lot of the time.
Yeah, enough that you sort of, you're like, well, there's a scene like at the sort of funeral bit at the end where they're making crying noises and Alice Lowe has just stood there. And it's like, and she's just got like a grin on her face. She's like Prevenge style there.
Or just like there's a bit where I think it is when Garth. It's Rick Douglas shows up at the funeral, and there's just a really long shot of him walking to the church that doesn't need to be. I was pissing myself laughing at that.
Oh, did you not notice all of the gravestones blowing in the wind?
Yes, that I really enjoyed. But that was the thing. I was like, well, if you were working on the show and you're like, oh no, this is happening, it's like, well, it doesn't matter because it's supposed to look shite.
Yeah, my favourite parts are the Richard Ayoade parts. Where
he's very good, yeah.
Because before his first scene, he gets this whole like, oh, I'm not really an actor, but Garth said, just play the truth. Yeah. So here's me playing the truth, and in his first scene there are several blatant cuts between different takes, and I love that. And then there's
the cup and the spade. That was fucking brilliant.
There are so after he's smashed the head with a spade, because as soon as it came up I was like, oh yeah, that's why there's a spade in the room. Because it's filled with all those little like almost video game-esque things where they're just like, oh, for no reason in this chest of drawers there is a spade, and you're like, you don't question it. You just accept that it's there and bash your best mate's head in. But then so then Richard Ayoade's, and there are 4 or 5 cuts and the spade's just in different positions. There's one point that he lifts up his hand, the whole camera pans, where all he's done is lift up his hand and put it down again. The whole camera pans to get his whole hand in the shot and then pans back. And the thing is, man, I guarantee when I was like 14, 15 watching this for the first time, I would not have been picking up on that shit.
No,
I'd have just been like, this is just funny and weird. But now I'm a bit older and you've jaded me to the world of film and TV that I look for this shit now. I'm like, that's cool. They've done this on purpose.
Just like you said about the spade, just the cut where like he's holding a paper cup and then out of nowhere it cuts and he's just holding the spade that's covered in blood.
Yeah, and then it cuts back to the paper cup.
Oh, this was absolutely. It's like this was made for me. That's what I think about this.
Yeah, but it's just all like the little things where, like there'll be, like, Thornton Reed in the, so Richard Ayoade's character playing another character. It's so funny to see good actors that we've seen in other things like the mighty Boosh, just have to pretend to be bad. Which, the thing that says to me is that the writers of this could have smashed and made an incredible TV show based in this. But instead, they had to go, what if we wrote something good, but then made it bad? So it's almost like they've done the script backwards, where they've made something good and then just gone, now if we just take out... So we'll give this guy a really long speech, and then this guy will just go, yes, and walk away.
Oh my god. It's just so perfect. It's so perfect. It's amazing. The other thing is, like, I didn't realise, like, I knew who Garth Marenghi is, because there's an episode of The Office where it's Matthew Holness comes in. He plays the IT guy, and he's an absolute cunt. But he's so funny. And I didn't realise that was who Garth Marenghi was.
Yeah, the thing, I love that it just... Also, so like, the first thing that I noticed about this show that makes me rate it so highly is that they've just sort of gone, well, in the 1980s, they've made this in 2004, but they still managed to get Channel 4 to go, yeah, sure, you can use the old logo from the 80s at the start of your show. Start of your show within a show. Just to give that little vibe of like, oh, maybe they did actually fucking make this in the 80s. And it's just so many like little touches that are just like, where he's just like, I'm probably the only author who's written more books than I've read.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and then right at the end, Julian Barrett's there from Mighty Boosh. And then I think Julian Barrett's in like, he's a guest star in half of the series. There's a little Stephen Merchant in episode 2.
Yeah, well, I will get to that because, as I said, with 6 episodes, I am absolutely gonna carry on watching this.
Yeah, and there's the thing, because there's only 6 episodes as well, and they're 24-minute episodes, but you do have to watch them in all 4, so fucking adverts.
Yeah, that is a shame. I mean, I could buy the DVD on eBay for £3.09.
So worth it.
Do you know what? I might do that.
That's the thing.
It was so good.
The thing is, what I realised is we found these are just 2 sort of weird early 2000s comics. These came out in the same year.
Yeah, that's mad.
And they have mostly interchangeable cast members between the 2 shows. But the thing is just... Yeah. Just that whole... We made a show in the 80s is bad. And also it was cool to see Alice Lowe in something that wasn't weird. You killed my husband and the baby saying to kill you.
That was a good film though. I did enjoy that film.
Oh, it's a great film. I think I was just like, I recognise you. Looked it up and I was like, oh, fucking it's you. You crazy bitch.
Yeah, fucking great. I absolutely loved it. And if this isn't in my top 5 at the end of the year, which, as you know, is the one after next week.
Yep. We're... Whew. I mean, I can't believe it's December already. It's so, just cold all the time now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I long for the days back in, do you remember in, late July, early August, where we fucking sweated our body weight?
Yeah, oh God, I miss those days. And I miss the virus. I miss lockdown.
Oh, but how good is it that it's completely eradicated now, because Putin had a fucking vaccine the whole bloody time?
Yeah, I mean, how good is it that we did that U-turn on not going to war with China? Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
The end of this year was a real hoot. But, you know, I'm glad we're run by Korea now.
I mean, to quote Pitch Perfect 2, gotta love that barbecue.
I mean, with 2020, anything could fucking happen.
Yeah. Fuck me. But yeah, no, Mighty Boosh was like fine. Garth Marenghi's fucking perfect.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking of fucking perfect, next
God.
time.
Right. This is gonna be horrific.
You're going to be so angry. I've seen the first 2 minutes, and I know that you are not going to get to the end of this show.
There's talks that we might have a couple of people joining us for the finale. Who
I mean,
will be
potentially
equally
we
as
haven't
angry.
asked them.
Yeah, we just came up with the idea, but you know, it might happen. They might want to do this.
Might have. If we just won't tell them what it is. We'll just be like,
start.
do you want to watch Gavin and Stacey, and then just this other thing?
We'll just be sat in the lounge, and out of nowhere we'll go right. 3, 2, 1. And then what the fuck is going on?
Welcome back to the Co-Pilots podcast. Today we have passengers.
Maybe
That's not guests. They're passengers.
Maybe that's the one where we go. Hello and welcome to the Co-Pilots podcast.
No.
For the first time ever. No, we're doing that from Series 6, aren't we? Cause,
No, we did it once. In season 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
We explained the idea behind the show.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to listen from Series 1, Episode 1. Otherwise, you just don't know what we're talking about.
And you don't know which voice is which.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. You don't know which one of us is the opinionated film student and which one of us is just a cunt.
It really could be either one of us.
Yeah. No, I had to throw in the film student bit to make it so that we knew which one was which.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I got it wrong.
Yeah, so what I consider as perfect TV as well, Gavin and Stacey and the American remake, which, that's a stab through the heart, okay? Made worse by the fact that Rory from Gilmore Girls, which you'll know, Rich, our favourite TV show
of all time,
is playing Stacey in the American remake. It's ludicrous, so it better be good. I've really got high hopes for this one, actually, Rich. I've got a funny feeling.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that.
This is going to be the one where the USA wins, finally, because I don't think they've won one yet, have they?
The closest they got was Shameless.
Yeah, and that was like, still subpar. But
yeah.
I've got a funny feeling, Rich, that you know, of one of my favourite TV shows of all time, the American remake of that, I think it actually might do very, very well.
100%. I've seen the first 2 minutes. Also, they've already cancelled it, so I don't know where you're getting these ideas from.
Just a hunch. Just a hunch.
Just a hunch. I think maybe they'll come back for like a 10-year anniversary special and it'll be watched by millions. Oh, no, I'm thinking of the British one.
There's a bit of me that is genuinely scared. Because if it's that bad, we're going to get angry. But I think it's going to be good fun.
I think it's going to be hilarious because I'm going to be there like, I've only watched Gavin and Stacey this year. I'm not super invested. But like, I'm going to have a lot of fun just being like, you leave Rory alone. It's
like, Gavin and Stacey was one of the first things that like Lisa properly got me into. Like the first thing that she was like, oh, you don't know what this thing is? Here, let me show you this. And fuck me if they fuck this up.
I have a fear this might be the end of our friendship. Because I put this on the list.
You brought this on this house.
No, because I showed you the trailer and you went, my God, that looks awful. And I was like, well, that's going on the list.
Oh dear.
Mostly, I wanted an excuse to watch Gavin and Stacey. So, and I have already, in preparation, watched all of Gavin and Stacey.
Oh, well done. That's good news. Okay, cool. I'm really looking forward to that one. And if we can pull off the special guests all crowded round one microphone, that's going to be fucking awesome.
Or 2 microphones. I might bring this one.
Yeah, that could work for sure. Right. Well,
Well,
We'll see you on the 23rd of December.
yeah, this is going to be a nice Christmas treat for everyone.
Us raging.
Mate, you're just going to be so angry.
I can't wait. Right, fuck you. Bye.